Hello friends of Virtuoso IQ. Today we're going to talk about the third pillar that supports your wellness. Interpersonal relationship. The vital link for our holistic development. Our interaction with other people allows us to grow as individuals and achieve great goals through teamwork efforts. We will make light work of this important topic by subdividing it in 9 easy to manage sections. First, active listening. Here we are referring to that level of listening that seeks to understand what is being said with intention to find workable solutions to common situations, while at the same time ensuring that all the parties involved benefit from those solutions. We are no longer interested in picking segments of communication to twist them around and then use them to satisfy our personal interest. Our level of maturity impels us to listen attentively without interrupting whoever may be speaking. Then, and only then, we can express our point of view. Second, responsibility. What we mean here is learning to accept responsibility for what we say and do, so that if someone tells us that what we have said to them was hurtful, all we should do is apologize without entering into any argument regarding our intention. No one has the ability to hear intentions. We can only hear the sounds produced by our vocal cords. Likewise, if while we are using somebody else's computer, we spill a drink on the keyboard and it stops functioning as a result of the liquid, we should accept our responsibility for having damaged it rather than hiding that fact and hoping to pin that responsibility on somebody else. Third, reliability. Can others count on us? Or when they learn that we have been assigned to their team, the morale crumbles. Do we honor our commitments? Do we carry out our promises? Or do we justify our shortcomings with one excuse after the other? Can people take what we say and do to the bank? Or are they forced to take it to the bankruptcy court? Fourth, cognitive flexibility. Here, we want to zero in on our ability to adapt our behavior and responses to the shift of a changing environment. It requires that we plan ahead and develop alternative approaches to the same situation. For example, our ability to regulate our emotions in the middle of a volatile situation. Another example could be approaching a project from an uncommon angle. Fifth, self-control. While these and the next two approaches could be construed as part of cognitive flexibility, because of their importance, we will treat them as separate foremost step of interpersonal relationships. Our concern here is with that level of emotional intelligence that allows us to remain calm in the midst of the stressful situations. It is a real challenge to remain cool and collected in front of someone who is verbally abusing us. Nevertheless, If you want to build a relationship instead of contributing to its demise, that is what we have to do. It helps to avoid taking things personal. We should remain focused on identifying alternative solutions to the challenge at hand. Sixth, patience. What concerns us here is our ability to endure undesirable circumstances without blowing a gasket or throwing in the towel. Do we wait graciously in line until a parking spot is available? Or do we serve in and take another driver's spot? Do we exercise our bodies regularly and wait patiently for its development? A very good way to train ourselves to be patient is to engage in planting a tree. Any kind will do. No matter what we do, it will take time for the seed to break through the ground and slowly begin to grow. Seventh, empathy. With this virtue, our emotional intelligence is elevated a couple of notches above the ordinary. It requires from us the capacity to understand and share somebody else's thoughts, feelings, and then from their own point of reference, look at what they're going through. For example, when someone is grieving, empathy will lead us to help them to feel that we are really there with them and for them equally, sharing in the success of others. For example, I am so happy for your new promotion. You deserve it. The sky is the limit. Eighth, metacognition. It has to do with our ability to think about our thinking process. No, 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 this is not a riddle. What we're saying here is that we should check our own thought process. Are we usually entertaining positive thoughts in our mind? Or are we harboring negativity and self-defeating thoughts? Why would anyone tell itself that he or she is stupid or incapable of achieving something? That doesn't contribute to enhance anybody's self-esteem. If we surprise ourselves thinking in a judgmental way about ourselves or somebody else, we should adjust our thinking so that it reflects something positive. Let's remember that our brain does not discriminate the thoughts that we feed it. It simply seeks to help us to materialize them. And the ninth segment of interpersonal relationship is leadership. As it pertains to the topic at hand, leadership calls upon us to be active players in the development and maintenance of relationships. We should take an active role in ensuring that our relationships flourish. What do we do when a challenge threatens any one of our relationships? Do we sit on the bleachers and behave like fans? Or do we enter the field as active players with the intention to seek until we find a win-win solution? I hope so. Friends of Virtuoso IQ, today we have spoken about interpersonal relationships, the third pillar that supports your wellness. We segmented it in 9 different steps: active listening, responsibility, reliability, cognitive flexibility, self-control, patience, empathy, metacognition, and leadership. In our next encounter, we will speak about the fourth and final pillar that supports your wellness. Thank you for the privilege of your time and attention.